Good morning, Aconset Middle School. Welcome to the AMS TV News for the week of April 24th. I'm Nicholas.
And I'm Jackson. Let's check out this week's positive message.
Hi, I'm Ruby, and today's positive message is, in order to be successful, you have to believe that you can accomplish anything you put your mind to.
Thanks, Ramadan is observed during the 9th month of Islamic calendar. The Islamic calendar is based on the lunar cycle and starts at the first sighting of the moon.
This year, Ramadan ended a few days ago. Let's hear more.
Hi, I'm Nicholas, and I am speaking with Zainab to ask questions about the holiday Ramadan. So what is Ramadan?
Ramadan is a fasting period where Muslims around the world fast from sunup to sundown.
So why do you celebrate Ramadan?
We celebrate Ramadan because we believe that we're supposed to feel how the poor feel because they don't get much food. And it's a way of patience, kind of.
How long is Ramadan?
It's usually 29 to 30 days.
So how do people celebrate Ramadan?
Well, we have to start fasting from our morning prayers to the time when the sun goes down. We usually wake up at 3 a.m. to have food for the day.
How was this year's Ramadan?
It was pretty good, but it was kind of hard because the weather was really hot.
So does the weather have to do anything with Ramadan?
Well, when the weather's really hot, even if you're not really running around, you still get really thirsty because we're not allowed to drink water or have food. Nothing can enter our bodies. So.
Speaking of fasting, how do you feel about fasting?
I like it. I feel like it's a way to get closer to God and stuff.
Do you have any personal traditions with your family?
We go to the Jamia, which is a church, but the Muslim way, to break our fast, and we eat with our friends and family.
And finally, what is special for you about Ramadan?
It's once a year, and it's for 30 days, so it's when it comes, it feels really special.
Thanks, that was very informative. On Friday, March 31, some of AMS students became a teacher for a day. Let's check it out.
Hi, I'm Jackson. On Friday, March 31st, 31 AMS students were lucky enough to be teacher for the day. Teacher for a day is when students get the opportunity to teach a class with the teacher. Let's take a look. was a lot of fun. What was even more fun was what I was able to do. I was principal for the day. What's fascinating about Mr. McNeil's job is that he has to attend many meetings. Some of these meetings are interviews of people for a teaching job. Another thing that Mr. McNeil has to do while being principal is to help create the master schedule. The master schedule is the teacher's schedule and the student's schedule for the upcoming school year. He is also in charge of school improvement. School improvement is to help make the school more welcoming for everybody. Mr. McNeil writes the weekly newsletter for staff and teachers about the upcoming events and informational stories. He is in charge of the school budget. On Friday, I was able to help Mr. McNeil take photos for the school yearbook. I observed some teachers for Mr. McNeil. The teachers are doing a great job teaching the students. My favorite part was that I was able to take students out of class and show them around the school. It was a lot of fun becoming the principal for the day. Thank you, Mr. McNeil, for giving me this opportunity. Thanks. That was a fun day. This year's musical is Newsies Junior. Tickets are $10 and will be on sale during lunch periods on May 1st through May 4th.
Performances will be as following. Thursday, May 4th, 7 to 9 p.m. Friday, May 5th, 7:30 to 9:30 p.m. And Saturday, May 6th, 7:30 to 9:30 p.m. It's sure to be a great show.
Last week, Catherine Feeden from the Suffolk County Water Authority spoke to the 6th graders about the Long Island water quality. Let's take a look.
How much of the earth is covered in water, like a percentage or a fraction?
70%.
Good, so about 3/4 of the earth is water, 1/4 is land. What do you think the percentage of that water is that's salt water? More than 35, stretching or, oh, go ahead.
60,
It's more than 60,
80,
more than 80,
90.
more than 90. How about one more guess? That's a little too much, but you're close. It's 97%. We rely on planet Earth in the water cycle to clean and filter the water over and over and over. So the water we're using and drinking today could be the same water the dinosaurs drank and used. So we have evaporation, condensation, and then when that cloud cools, we're going to get precipitation. And you would be shocked how many adults have absolutely no idea that the water they're using each and every day is literally coming out of the ground, tank. Many reservoirs hold surface water, which is water that goes directly in from rain, snow, sleet, or hail. We do not use reservoirs here in Suffolk County. We only rely on the water that's coming out of the ground. Similar to my poster here, you can see the aquifers are laid out a little more natural in color getting your water out of a well. How many people here are throwing toxic chemicals down their drains every single day? All right, so that means that no one in this room today brushed their teeth? Does it mean that no one in this room ever uses soap and shampoo? Okay, there's another one. How about laundry detergent? So every single person who's in this room today, in the school, in this town, in Suffolk County, we all have been polluting our own drinking water. So what does that mean for the authority? Well, it's our responsibility. We have to make sure that every single drop of water that leaves our distribution meets or exceeds New York State standards, which are some of the toughest in the nation. So this is an example of one of our pump stations. We have 235 pump stations, about 580 wells, no more Jack and Jill Colleen bucket. So we want to maintain the purity of the drinking water as it's moving through the mains, because by the time it leaves the pump station, it comes to your school, your home, businesses, bacteria can grow on it. Who drinks water every day? Who refuses to drink? That bottled water company got their water from planet Earth. They put it in the bottle, they charge us 6,000 times more for that bottle. I am not disparaging anyone who drinks bottled water, I drink it as well. However, I just want you all to know it's not natural water in that bottle. We serve, Smithtown Water buys their water from us, believe it or not. St. James does have their own water, small little water company. Dix Hills has a little water company, Hampton Bays, Riverhead, but it doesn't matter who's supplying the water. We're all getting it from the same source. We're all getting it from the ground.
That was so interesting. We will never take water for granted again.
The Long Island Science Center visited AMS and shared a presentation on weather. Students were also able to make their own anemometers, a device that measures wind speed. Let's take a look.
So we're kicking off our science presentation this morning in the auditorium with Miss Judy from the Long Island Science.
Like as we learn about meteorology, we're studying the phenomena that occurs. The actual definition has to do with the phenomena that occurs within the Earth's atmosphere, right? In order for us to be able to measure the weather, there are 6 basic components to weather. When we measure weather, can anyone think of what kinds of things we have to look at or measure so that we can understand what the weather is? Isotherms, okay. What else? What do you think? Percent of precipitation, yes. What else? Cloud coverage. Cloud coverage. Dew point, good. What actually starts the weather? What begins our weather? What starts everything that is like the sun? Excellent. As a weather vane, right? So what would this tool measure about the weather? We're using the direction of the wind. Why is this important? Our atmosphere is always changing. Is meteorology a perfect science? It's not that the science is not perfect. It is that our atmosphere is constantly changing. So when we're measuring weather, that's why it's important for us to gather information from all over the world. We have all this technology now to be able to do that. So we're measuring the temperature. We're looking to see what the wind direction is. There is a tool that we use to measure wind speed. Has anyone ever heard of that tool before? We're going to be making one in the library today, a simple one. But has anyone ever heard of the tool that allows us to measure wind direction? Yes. A what? Anemometers. Excellent. So anemometers allow us to measure the wind speed, and that's important as well because you may notice that when there's a storm that's kind of brewing, what's the first thing that you kind of, like if you're outdoors, you might notice that right away. What starts to happen? So what we're going to do is we're going to be heading over into the library and we're going to
Thanks to the Long Island Science Center. Don't forget, this Friday is Spirit Day and Popcorn Friday. Please wear AMS Spirit wear or our school colors. Also enjoy a bag of freshly popped popcorn for $1 each during lunch periods.
That's all for now. Thanks for watching the AMS TV News.
Have a great week.